Hello, hello, my beautiful friends. Welcome back. It's Marta here again. Another video. I must tell you, my friends, I'm on a card making spree. Since I sit down in my new craft room, I just cannot stop. And before I start, I actually want to say thank you, thousand times thank you, everyone, for all your heartwarming messages, saying hi, saying welcome back, saying that you've been missing me. I've been missing you much as well, and thank you. This is such an honor for me to be here to share my creativity with you. This is absolutely amazing, and I'm super happy and super thankful. And so we're gonna be making a thankful card today because I'm super happy, excited to be back, and I'm also very thankful. This paper here, you can see, this is something I've designed. Well, it's not actually designed. To be honest, I watercolor a piece of the paper using this watercolor smooshing technique with the piece of the foil, and then I scan it and turn it into the design paper. It's actually on my very old computer. I'll have a look if I could still, get it. And if I'll do, I will post it in my Buy Me a Coffee or my Google Disk somewhere for you for free. But if you like, you can very easily recreate it. Just put a couple of the inks on a piece of a foil, spray it with the water, and then you're good to go. Once you smoosh it on a paper, you will get the same result, having this kind of a watercolor look. I have a couple of the dies which you could see at the beginning. One of them is the very old Spellbinder die, which I actually buy secondhand on the Facebook from one of the crafty friends. And this one over here, this is one of the frame and tags collection from Creative Expression, and I believe this one is called Maggie. And then this beautiful tulip set, together with the thankful this word die, they both coming from the In Love Art shop, and these were given to me. They were sent to me by the company for me to try, and I also have the link and a discount code for anyone who would like to use them. So I cut a couple of these. I've basically cut everything in this white color cardstock, and then I cut one piece of the frame with Spellbinder die using the same background. And now I'm gonna be coloring all those little elements, and these are looking beautifully. I absolutely love them. And those little like incisions, those little cutting lines in the floral petals, they give so much texture, so much, a very beautiful look. And you don't really need much, you don't really need any coloring skills. As you can see here, I have a couple finger dabbers, and I'm using two color tone, a little bit of the light pink on the top, and then once it goes towards the bottom, I'm using the darker one. The shades I'm using here are Spoon of Sugar and Worn Lipstick. I just had to look around on my ink just to make sure I'm saying it right. And then for the green color combination, I use two which are Mauve Lawn and Rustic Wilderness. So these are the two color choices for the green one, but you can choose whatever you like. As long as you will create a little bit of the shadow on the bottom, that will give you this depth and way more like a 3D look than if you would cut it from the plain cardstock. You can also skip the coloring part, like make it easier if you will cut it from the green color cardstock, the leaves, and then use a little bit of the darker ink just to add a little bit of the shading, and then cut the petals from the pink one. I've cut everything from the white because I don't think I want to separate those dyes. The trouble I have with these type of the sets is that whenever I'm gonna separate them, I always tend to lose one or two tiny bits, so I rather leave them in one plate and then cut all the set and color it. It doesn't take a lot lot. And as I'm saying, with the distress inks, you just kind of smoosh it once or twice with the finger dabber and you're good to go. Here I cut this front element twice, one from the blue color cardstock, and then I made the white shadow underneath, just because I wanted to raise up a little bit, and I think it's just make it pop a little bit more than if that would be on its own. And then I'm using two Maggie elements, those two frames, trying to join them together to create a lacy frame to go around it. And I must to tell you, my friends, I absolutely love it. I love how it's turned out. It's looking beautiful. It's just stunning. And I really encourage you to go over your dies, even if you don't have the same one as I. Just go over, have a look on all these beautiful frames you may have, and try to combine them. See how would they look like if you would cut two of them, three of them, join them together, create something similar to what I'm doing here, and you will be surprised how many additional effects you may get just from using the one die and cut it twice and join it together behind something else. This is really help you to get the worth of your money, because the dice aren't cheap, and if you're buying them, it's good to buy the one you can experiment with and create a lot of different things with them. To hide this joining area, I add a little piece of the Grossarian ribbon, but this is absolutely, additional. If you don't like to use the ribbons, you may skip that, or you can use a piece of the paper and create a little, narrow piece as well if you like. And now I am adding this additional layer on top, and everything I just raise it up a little bit with the double-sided foam tape. This is the trick I like to do. So whenever I want to create a little bit more dimension, I add one or two strips of the foam tape, and that really helps me to create the 3D effect. And the layers, once they're not flat, once they rise a little bit, they stand out even more than if they would be added in a flat way. Now I am adding all those petals. There's no particular order. You can experiment, you can add them differently, you can create a smaller or larger head if you like. They will go together nicely, so it's just a matter of trying two or three together, see if you're happy, and then just glue them together. What I did here, I've cut this bunch of the tulip twice. This die I ran it twice, and then it allowed me to create those three of those dimensional tulips. So you can see here I am adding a little bit of the hot glue, and I'm not pressing all the way down. The hot glue will also give you a little bit dimension, but if you want them to pop out even more, you can add a little tiny piece of those tiny foam squares, or add the foam tape, just cut it into small bits, and you can back them up. Few of my tulips I also back with the foam tape from the back, just to help them stand out a little bit. And then I'm joining everything together with the help of the hot glue, and it really doesn't take as much time. It's a nice thing to do, and I think all those handmade elements like that, when they are not flat, they're kind of dimensional, they really look lovely on a card. And I love the color combination, this very gentle blue, sky blue color background. It really reminds me this beautiful spring sky, and then those pink tulips with a little bit of the greenery that's really make it pop from this blue color background. But you could create different color tulips, or experiment with different color combination, and that will just make it nice. Or you can add if different flowers, whatever you have, that will be looking great as well. So here I'm adding a little bit in the center. I think it's just make it this white area, so the flowers are standing out even more, and it's something extra for additional layer effect. I really love those type of the lacy dies when they're super elegant, and you can put many of them one on top of another. To each of my flower, I'm adding those teeny tiny stem. I don't glue them flat. I just add the top of the hot glue on the top on and the bottom area of those stems, and the whole middle section is just loose. But thanks to that, they really, they're not sitting flat on a card. The card will be packed nicely in this protective film, and I'm not gonna be posting it, so I'm not too much worried about that. But if you prefer, you can add the glue on the whole way of the stems, and they will be looking good as well. And here you can notice I have this teeny tiny square of the foam tape just on a flower head on its own, so it will raise up a little bit better from the background. And I'm adding a few leaves, and these are lovely. I absolutely love this die. That will be a great addition to my floral collection. I love making flowers, so I'm super happy I got to try this one as well. And as you can see, I just did a minimal blending, not very difficult work here, but they are looking really, really nice. Lastly, to put a sentiment, I use this thankful die, which has this little like a background area to go around, and I cut it from the same blue color cardstock, but I teeny tiny go around the edge. I don't know why I did not record it. I probably stopped the camera and then I forgot to put it back. But I've got this little break here, but nothing more happened. I just go around this sentiment with the little bit of the blue ink, and then I am gluing three of those white sentiment one on top of another, just so that will be standing out a little bit better from the background, and it will be a little bit more dimension, kind of like a chipboard sentiment, like those one which are cut from the Burmat, very delicate, but that will be crisp white. And once I have all those three stuck together, I will put it on this blue color background and I will attach it to my card. I think this card is looking beautiful. I just love these colors. These are just my colors. Like, I love pastel tones, so I was super happy to create that, especially whenever I'm looking over the window. I can see the flowers start blooming, and it's just absolutely beautiful here. So I hope whenever you are, let me know actually what spring is looking like in your place. Are you having some flowers around, or is it a good weather? We have a little bit colder day today, but it's still sunny. It's very beautiful, and I really enjoy it. Now, last thing, because we're going nearly to the end, I just want to say thank you so very much, everyone. Whenever you put a comment, hit a like or press share button, that's really helped me out. So I'm super thankful. If you would like to see more of my videos, please don't forget to hit the subscription button and this notification bell. That will notify you whenever I post a new video. You're not gonna be missing it. I'm thinking a little bit. I'm start thinking of the going back to the live classes as well. So let me know if this is something you would be interested. If you still would like to join me for some live creation, and then of course a necessary piece for me is just dressing up my card with a piece of the string. I just love them. This is, I think it's now my staple, like a little bit my signature, to add this string to my card. I add the foam tape behind the sentiment just to help it pop out even more, and that's my card ready. Here are a few close-up look on the card, and once again, thank you so very much everyone for watching my videos. Stay blessed, my friends, and I am wishing you all a fabulous day. Bye bye.